Okay, I'm gonna try this to see. My microphone is not working quite right, so hopefully this works. I'm gonna show you today how to create a board on Pinterest and something that's gonna fit your niche, and then also create a board cover for it in Canva and fill it up and get going here pretty quickly. So this is my flip flop weekend profile. Actually, it's my main screen. You can go to my profile. This is my flip flop weekend profile. I actually converted this personal profile to a business profile a year ago when I started the blog. So this is considered a business profile, so I can see all of my analytics up here. I've never created an ad, but I could if I wanted to. And then if you go to boards, you're going to see all of my boards and all of my board covers to try to give it, some semblance of working together. I probably will go back eventually and change these to have more cohesive colors, since I've sort of updated my branding a little bit, but it's a little bit better than having just a blanket, just a random pictures like you see on the group boards. And you can't change those if you're part of a group board. But what I did when I created my business profile is I took all of the boards that I had from my personal profile that were not fitting my niche. So if it wasn't related to food or travel or Disney, I would move it into secret boards. And so down here on your new business profile, if you've converted from personal, you're going to have some secret boards. So things like St. Patrick's Day, I could probably go ahead and make that a board at some point. But pork, I have a few things that I could probably eventually pull back up into my non-secret boards, but they were boards that just really weren't working for my niche, and I hadn't gotten around to making them cohesive, miscellaneous. There doesn't need to be on a business board. So I have not really touched these, but that's where if I have something that I just want to keep for my personal use, I'll put it down there. But also if I am trying to, if I think about a board I eventually want to create, but I just am not ready or don't have the time to build it, I will automatically go in here and maybe create the board per se, just so that I know later on I need to come and fix it. So, and update it. So if you are creating a board from scratch, it's really easy to do. You go into boards, you go here to create board, and then you're going to name your board, use a keyword, something, like budget travel or, things to do in Orlando. And then if you're not going to be creating the whole board at one time, if you're not ready to do the description and look at keywords for it, you can go ahead and keep it secret by hitting that toggle, and it's going to bump it down into this secret board area. And so that's where I'm at right now. So I'm going to pull a board that I created and I just haven't finished, yet for the blog. And I'm just going to use this now to show you how to make a board that fits your niche that can go on your business profile. So like right here, Disney pin trading. So that's an idea that I would have had that I thought this is going to be great for a board because Disney is a big part of my niche. And so I'm going to create this. So I created the Disney pin trading. You want something simple here. You don't want a title that's going to be too ambiguous or too vague. Use straight, simple keywords so that it's easy when people search. You have to remember that Pinterest is a search engine, so you're going to want to make sure that when people search, they're hitting your board. So you're going to go ahead and click the little pencil icon, and I'm going to describe what this board is about. And right now, I'm going to probably end up coming back later to do a description based on keywords, but I'm going to kind of guess at the moment for sake of time. But my board is about tips, tricks, guides, how to make the most of your Disney trading experience. Okay. What kind of board is it? Usually if I don't exactly know, is it education? Is it, it's not home decor? Or I wish they had kind of a hobbies. You can go into education or entertainment. I do travel, so I actually might make this travel. I'll make this education. You can change that later on if you want to. And I'm still keeping it secret at the moment just because I don't want to I don't have anything on here yet. There's no pins. I want to make sure that I'm actually giving something to my audience when I open it up. So we're going to just go ahead and hit save. And right now I want to fill some ideas for this board, and Pinterest makes that really, really easy. So find some ideas for this board. It's going to just click that, and you're going to get to this page. Now there are quite a few, looks like product pins, square pins, and eventually I'm going to want to get some vertical tutorial guides and things, but just to sort of start the board, I'm going to try to get like 5 or 6 pins just to kind of get us started. And so because I am going to use what they've suggested, I have not done sections yet to try on my boards. But we are going to find a few Alice in Wonderland. I'm going to have to do that. So I'm going to hit just save. Awesome. A few of these bigger ones. Carousel. That. I like that one. I've got to put my Cheshire. Okay, so that's going to give me some pins to get started with. And then, of course, I have a pin as well off of my other boards for over here. Boards. I always keep a board for just my flip-flop weekend posts so that it makes it easier for me to find them. And so if you go down, I'm going to look here eventually and I'll find my pin or a pin on how to not lose your Disney pins. Not the same pin as Pinterest. How many times can I say pin in a presentation? And so over here, I'm going to click this one and I'm going to put this on my Disney pin trading board. Right there. Awesome. And then I'm going to go back to my board. Now I'm going to see that I have pretty quickly put 8 pins onto this board. Okay, so how do I create a board cover for this board so that when it goes to Pinterest, it looks cohesive? Go ahead and go into Canva. Now, I have designed board covers before. This is Canva 2.0, and so those are saved in here. And I could just easily go ahead and create a copy, which is what I would normally do. But since I promised you, I would show you from scratch. That's what I'm going to do. So we're going to go back to create a design. And you can do social media. Any of these square images will be fine. You're not going to want to do a Facebook post or flyer, but you can do social media or Instagram post as long as it's a square. So we're going to go ahead and do just social media. It's probably going to go ahead and pull up a template. It might. A bunch of templates there. Okay. So I have a pretty basic board system currently. And so all I have is some of my brand colors are in the background. Still getting used to 2.0 a little bit. So I'm going to put this yellow in the background. And then I'm going to do text, and I'm going to add my text box. I'm going to do Disney pin trading. I'm going to make it a Disney font that I have, probably this one. I'm going to make it my pink color. I'm going to make the size a little bit larger. Pop right there. And then because I usually put a shape in the back, I'm going to go over to elements. I'm going to go to shapes, all. 2.0 doesn't have quite the selection. So if you want a specific shape like a border, you're going to need to look that up separately. But right now, I usually can use a circle is fine. Like I said, I'm eventually going to probably rebrand some of these anyway. And then I'm going to use the blue color that I use, mostly for my Instagram posts. You can pull that backward. Now I'm going to download this. So I'm going to hit publish, download. I'm going to download it as a JPEG. It's preparing. Now this part gets a little tricky, because you want to make it sort of easy on yourself. You're going to need to have a description for this pin, and you're going to need to link to this site. So I usually open up a second Pinterest for this purpose, just to make my life a little bit easier. Second tab. And this is why. So I'm just going to go to my profile again. I'm going to go back down to that secret board. Okay, you go down to make this secret board that I created. Now I'm going to open that one up. I'm going to take my URL. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go over to this other board, this first tab, and I'm going to hit this plus sign up here. Hit create pin. Pinterest has made it a lot easier now to drag and drop. So you can drag and drop the file or upload the file if you saved it previously. Paste, and then I'm going to want to make sure I put my description in here. And I always usually use the same description as the board itself. And then I always usually make the comments of the fact that this is the board cover for the Disney Pin Trading Board, just so when somebody repins it, they know what they're going to. So eventually this pin's going to get buried, and I'm not going to re-pin it. It's only meant to serve one purpose. Uh-oh. Just something weird. Hold on. I'm going to pause and redo that. I'll be back in just 1 second. Okay, so now I don't know what just happened there, but I've got everything re-input. So I'm going to hit done. Perfect. And now I'm going to set this on, I'm going to actually pin this to the board itself. Hit save. And then I'm going to see it now. Now I can take out this other tab. Perfect. Looks great. Now it's showing up here, so I can go up to my little pencil again, edit board. I can change my cover, and it's going to show up as this one because it's the most recent pin. I'm going to hit Save Changes. So now that's going to be my board cover. I'm going to take this off of secret mode. I'm going to hit Save, and then it might take a few minutes for Pinterest to catch up, and you're going to go to your profile, go to Boards. It should show up now, usually at the bottom, which means I have my setting to drag and drop, so I'll have to drag and drop it up towards my, there it is. So now I'll be able to drag and drop this up to my, to join the rest of my more niche boards at the top of my profile. And again, this isn't something you have to do immediately because Pinterest is that search engine. So if somebody's searching for it, they're going to get to the board either way. But it's beneficial to sort of know my process. And I wish Pinterest had come up with an easier way to do this. If you know of an easier way to do this, please let me know. Get up there. There we go. I'm going to find all my Disney stuff. I do have some semblance of order. Here we go. I'll put it right after Disney Swag. That kind of makes sense. There. Done. And that's how I use Canva to create board covers and create new boards on my Pinterest.